friends. This is Terry with your new moon in Gemini astrology report. And this Gemini new moon is going to give us a fresh, brand new perspective. And it is full steam ahead. Get ready to just go forward again. And this is a new moon Gemini going into a Sagittarius full moon that is a really good time for launching your business, doing a workshop, starting something new. Finally, we have this really juicy, you can really make new things happen with this new moon. And if you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe, and comment, and you will have a chance to win a full astrology chart reading. I'm giving away a full astrology chart reading on every full moon until I reach 1,000 subscribers. So, and right now I don't have a ton of subscribers, so the odds are pretty good. They're in your favor to win. And we just had that Scorpio blood moon eclipse, and I was meaning to do the drawing for the full moon in Scorpio, and boy, I'm just here recording this just the day after that full moon blood moon eclipse portal, and I feel like I have an eclipse hangover, so we'll just have to get through this. But it was just such an internal time for me. And if you watched my Scorpio blood moon eclipse video, you know that I said that this particular kind of blood moon eclipse is not a time to look at the moon. This is an eclipse you don't want to look at. And in ancient times, they had so much superstition around blood moon eclipses. And then you have a blood moon eclipse in Scorpio, which is like such a, intense energy anyways. And they used to hide. Kings and queens would go into hiding. You would hide your small children. I mean, people would really go inside their castles and their caves and go into hiding on these eclipses. And I think this eclipse in particular was a time for hiding because we had 5 mass shootings on the day of this blood moon eclipse. So, you could just tell that energy was intense and just not really the greatest. So I didn't see the moon. I was thinking about having a full moon fire ceremony. I didn't even feel like doing that. I just really pulled my energy within, and I was really experiencing that whole death rebirth cycle, as I've been talking about, as we're on that Taurus Scorpio axis all year. We're having Scorpio bringing death and Taurus bringing rebirth. And I had that myself on Friday. We lost a baby chick, which was super sad. But then I had a massage client come in who was pregnant and wanted me to do some induction acupressure points for her to get her labor started. And she laid on my massage table on Friday morning, and I had only just held her heels in my hands. I was just starting to do some Reiki for her, and boom, she went into full labor. She had a very dramatic water break and full-on contractions within 5 seconds of just holding her heels with Reiki and intention. And I was thinking I might need to switch my Reiki to decaf because my Reiki has been coming in a little strong lately. As I'm writing a Reiki book right now, I've been working with Reiki energy a lot, and I feel like I'm building up my Reiki muscles. But anyways, so that's my whole Scorpio blood moon, full moon eclipse story, and why I didn't do this this little giveaway, but I'm going to do it right now with you all. And this first, I have 2 giveaways for this moon cycle. So first, I am going to do the giveaway for the full astrology chart. And then I'm going to also give away, we have this lovely stone, crystal stone that I've infused with Reiki, the Orthoceras, and that I'm going to do a giveaway for that too. So anyways, first I'm just going to draw for the full Western astrology chart. One of you lucky subscribers wins, and it is Connie Brisnahan. Connie, I'll just put that, I don't know if you can ever read it, but it's Connie who won, and so I'll put it also down below so you can see that you've won. And you'll just want to email me at kamimihealingarts@gmail.com. Give me your full birth information, the time and date of your birth, and the location, and I will give you a full Western chart with some distance Reiki and an energy clearing. And then next we have the Orthoceras crystal, and I'm just going to ring it. And just feel around in here. Who needs this healing stone? And it is Erica Little. Oh, I know Erica is one of my Reiki students, and I would say she does need this stone right now. So I'm excited for you, Erica and Connie. You guys won. And so just make sure you reach out to me, and we'll connect, and we can get you that astrology chart and the crystal. And just be sure to like, subscribe, and comment so that you have a chance to win on June 14th, Sagittarius full moon. I'll be drawing another winner. And getting back to that Gemini new moon. Gemini is such a creative force for good in our world. And this is a time when we can really see some powerful changes, positive changes, moving forward, quantum leaps. And this energy is going to just feel so refreshing. It's like that Seals and Crofts song, Summer Breeze Makes Me Feel Fine, if you know, from the 70s. And I know so many of us who were born, you know, I'm older, I'm in my 50s, but if you were born in the 70s or even the 80s, we're all craving more simplicity. Like, oh, things are not as easy as they used to be. But this Gemini new moon can bring some ease and some grace in what has been a very tumultuous year. This is kind of a respite in the energy, and it's a calmer energy. It's a very creative energy. I think of Gemini new moons. This is the poet's moon. This is the time to get really creative and do some writing, some journaling. Writing things out with your hands can be a really good way to just tap into your innermost thoughts. And it's just a reflective vibe. And maybe it's just a time when we don't have another care in the world. We can just think about being creative and just sort of tune out what's going on in the world and just get within your mind and see what your mind wants and what your heart wants, and focusing on your own inner creativity to be inspired. And this will be just a time of really deep thinking and problem solving and coming up with solutions as we go forward. And just use this Gemini brain power to chart your new course of direction. This new moon really starts a whole new cycle. And you can write out your goals. Just make empowering to-do lists. Not like your basic weekly grocery list. I'm talking like a soul's to-do list. Like, what is it you really want to do with this one precious life? And Gemini will inspire you to really think about it. Really give yourself some time. Write out your new moon intentions. If you have a powerful new moon intention at this Gemini new moon, write it in the comments, and I will put it in my singing bowl. I love to take people's new moon's intentions, and I'll place them in my singing bowl, and on the new moon Gemini, I will ring your intention into being, and I'll send distance Reiki for whatever it is you're hoping to manifest in this new moon Gemini going into Sagittarius full moon. This cycle is so powerful, and Sagittarius are so happy-go-lucky. So as we're going forward into that Sagittarius full moon, this is a time to get really hopeful again and have faith that you can create, and we can finally have that energy back, like the hope for the future once again. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which makes it all about communication. And this is a wonderful new moon cycle to teach a class or host a podcast or just get out there and do some speaking engagements, talking to groups about what it is that you're inspired about. If you know Geminis or you are a Gemini, you know that Geminis love to talk and share their own unique wisdom about everything. And so looking for the ways in the world to make changes through communication, and we will see social media just really blowing up with this Gemini new moon too. And Geminis are change makers, so there's a lot of new changes that can come of this new moon cycle, and they can be little changes like changing the color of your hair, or it can be a big quantum leap, jump forward change like moving across the globe or starting a whole new career path. And we all have Gemini somewhere in our chart. So wherever Gemini shows up for you, you may be experiencing some changes, and there will be just these fast moving changes, snap, snap, snap. And Gemini is in my 10th house of career, and I'm really seeing some changes in that I am in the 9-star key. I am a tree. I'm a fast growing tree. And I think that I have maybe grown too many limbs, like I'm doing too many different things. So I'm trying to figure out my career and what I really want to focus on. And this month with this Gemini energy, which is so good for publishing, I'm going to publish my Reiki for Abundance book, fingers crossed, on the Gemini new moon, or at least this Gemini cycle, because this is a powerful time for publishing. And we're also uploading the Bend Health Guide using this Gemini new moon, which is so auspicious. And I wanted to wait until Mercury retrograde had passed. And so wherever Gemini shows up for you, you might just have a lot of creative energy in that house. And as soon as I publish the Bend Health Guide on that Gemini new moon, I am going to be starting to offer some more astrology sales, because I know several of you have contacted me about just getting a really simple astrology chart. I charge a lot of money for astrology. I get it. I know it's out of reach for some, but I do the deep delve. I'm a Scorpio, so I will write 20 to 30 pages. But I've had a lot of you asking for just a really simple astrology chart, just to get the houses and just to know the transits that are affecting you this year. So I am going to have a sale. Stay tuned for that. I'll probably announce that on my Sagittarius full moon recording. And the sign of Gemini is also correlated with your beautiful hands. And so using this new moon in Gemini time to create something out of your hands. And like I said, Gemini loves to write with actual handwriting or doing letters and calligraphy. That is such a lost art that we don't do anymore. Or it can be creating artwork, handiwork, crafts. This would be a good month for doing pottery if you like to make pottery. All the things, just building things, building something out of nothing, using your two hands. I think in our society we are getting away from using our hands, but there is a belief that using your hands connects to your brain. And when you write something down, I know in this technology world, a lot of times I will write reminders in my phone. I'll just tap it in, and it's like it doesn't connect to the brain. But when you write with your hands, if you can get back to doing a journal or just writing your to-do list in your notebook, writing it out with your hands, you will be amazed how much more it just gets the brain connected to what it is you want to do. And there is a power in using your hands. So find all the ways you can use your hands this month. And it's a really good month for doing Reiki as well. We have both Jupiter and Mars in Aries for this month. And this is urging us to just rise and shine and make hay. We finally have, Jupiter and Mars were in Pisces all of last month, which is really good. Actually, that Jupiter trining the water signs, I will miss it, because when Jupiter was trining Pisces and Scorpio and Cancer. That was a really auspicious, good luck time for those of us who are water signs. But Jupiter in Pisces is more of a dreamy aspect, just sort of living in a fantasy world. And Mars, the god of war and fire, when he's in Pisces, it's like he's just moving really slow too. So that was more of a slow moving energy. And now as Jupiter and Mars move into Aries, it's like someone has finally lit a fire under you and you get your motivation back. We get our momentum to move forward on our goals. And this can be a really lucky time for all of you fire signs. So now the luck has turned to Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is the lucky star shining on you when Jupiter is in Aries. And it's kind of a big deal, this Jupiter and Aries transit, which will be affecting us for the whole year. So I'm going to do a whole separate report on Jupiter and Aries and all of what that means, because otherwise this would be a 2-hour new moon report. But the one thing that's happening this month with Jupiter is Jupiter and Aries will be in a semi-square to Uranus in Taurus. And now Jupiter and Aries brings all this courage and faith to take risks and make that leap of faith. Jupiter is all about faith, and then Aries wants to go. And so Jupiter and Aries is like, let's take a leap of faith. Let's just go for it. But when you have Uranus squaring that, I'd say be careful to look before you leap. It might not turn out how you think. Yes, Jupiter has faith and all this hope that it's going to work out, but Uranus square in Taurus is saying ground down, root down, think before you leap, and are you sure? That's what you got to ask yourself this month. Are you sure this is the right direction? And many will be making some rapid changes this summer. And this new moon starts out a brand new chapter in our lives. And there's no stopping a baby who's running full force ahead right into a wall. That's what Aries energy reminds me. If you know any Aries, man, you can recognize an Aries at a party so easily because they have that jutting forehead and they often have scars on their forehead. And Aries is the ram with the big forehead, and they're always running towards walls and then crashing. And so if you meet someone at a party and they have a big scar on their forehead, you can say, "Oh, are you an Aries?" And they'll think you're super psychic, but it's so obvious. And so that's what this energy with this Jupiter and Mars and Aries, and then this semi-square to Uranus is. It reminds me of the baby who's running head fast into the wall, and there's just no stopping them. So it's okay if you run into any walls this month. Just be just like that baby. Just get up and dust yourself off and try again. And don't be afraid to fail with this Jupiter and Mars and Aries in the semi-square with Uranus. You might go headfirst into something and you might fail, but it's okay. It's all part of the learning process, and you'll just get up and you'll try again. It's all you can do. You're gonna be okay. You can't get this life wrong. You're here to try out new ideas, to go forth and create new things just for the joy of creation. So don't be afraid to make bad art when you're working with your hands and you're making the pottery. Sometimes it's a flop, and that's okay. You're still about the moment. The moment of creation is still really good for your mind. And just have fun with it. Don't be afraid to bang your head into a wall as you're learning to move forward in life. And there's just so much forward momentum with this new moon finally, that just go for it, shoot the arrow towards the bullseye, and the best of luck to you. And we also have this month a Saturn sextile Neptune transit on May 28th. And I may wait for this exact magical date I want to do also a whole Saturn retrograde transit astrology report on YouTube, because I did one for the Pluto astrology of Pluto is retrograde right now, and now Saturn is going to join Pluto in this retrograde, and we may just be getting some powerful insights on this Saturn sextile Neptune day of May 28th. If you take time out in nature on this day to really tap into this divine old soul energy, Saturn sextile Neptune is a spiritual calling. It's a spiritual awakening that can be turned into making a living, turned into work. So it's really about tapping into what is your divine purpose here on this planet, and what is the message you're supposed to be sending the world, and how can you serve others and make a living doing what you love to do. And this is the formula for divine abundance right now. And Saturn sextile Neptune is telling us that you need to do the work to make your dreams come true. And remember, we just had that Jupiter Neptune conjunction, and that was such a dreamy fantasizing about winning the lottery. And we all were also had all those powerful Taurus eclipse, Venus and Jupiter with the lucky kiss, and there was all this juicy Neptune fantasy, possibly delusion about like, oh, I could just win the lottery and everything would be great and I'll get my house with an infinity pool. But now we have Saturn sextile Neptune that's saying your dreams can come true, but you need to go to work. And it's time to wake up and get back to work and quit fantasizing and quit being in the delusion. This is a time of doing the deep work to move yourself forward. And if you get stuck, you can call on a higher power that is Neptune. You can connect to Source. You can meditate. You can pay attention to your dreams. With this Saturn sextile Neptune, we're going to be having prolific dreams that are guiding us on what the next steps are to take. And this is going to happen with hard work. Saturn is saying you have to get organized, you have to be disciplined, you need an approach to reaching your dreams. You can't just buy that lottery ticket. Sorry guys, if you didn't win the lottery, you're probably not going to now. Because Saturn's here to say, nope, it's time to go back to work. And this is a good time with Saturn sextile Neptune to give to spiritual organizations in any way you can. This is a time for tithing, giving a percentage of your profits to organizations that are doing good in the world that you believe in. I honestly believe if you give away a portion of your income, it always comes back to you quadrupled. And I am tithing 40% portion of my Reiki for Abundance class. I'm teaching a Reiki for Abundance class at Unity Community of Central Oregon on August 6th, Saturday, August 6th, which is right before that Lion's Gate portal. This is a really beautiful energy of that Leo Lion's Gate energy, when the energy is really high. I love to teach. Every year I teach a Lion's Gate portal Reiki for Abundance class, and I do the Reiki attunements. And this year I'm doing it at Unity because I really do believe Unity Community of Central Oregon can use some financial help. This 2 years of pandemic has been so hard on spiritual centers like Unity. So I'm going to teach it there, and I can teach it to a larger group. I'm hoping to have like 30 people there and have some of my Reiki students helping me with it. And then I'm going to donate 40% of my proceeds to them. And this is also a wonderful time for doing any kind of spiritual delving in books like The Course in Miracles, or just praying, meditating, going within, listening to Abraham Hicks, who I absolutely adore, doing that law of attraction work, and making spirituality more of a part of your daily routine, really giving your spiritual practice, be it yoga or breath work, giving that spiritual practice some time in your schedule. And devotion and service to others will only increase. your spiritual awareness, and your abundance in this month in particular with this sextile. And let's look at the Sabian symbol for this Gemini. An airplane performing a nosedive. Well, I won't be getting on a plane this month. Thanks, Elsie Wheeler. The keynote for this new moon is a superior ability to challenge nature and play with danger. And through the controlled use of mental powers, man is able to channel the most basic force in nature, gravitation. And he enjoys playing with it as a lion tamer plays with violent animals. But what he challenges is actually within himself as well as outside. Gravitation is the universal binding force of all of the material world. So by challenging it, man prepares himself to pierce beyond the physical and to reach higher realms of existence. He may lose the struggle, but that makes the prospect and the effort even more exciting. And he might gain immortality. This has a strong sense of finality. No possibility of a half measure exists when you're just going for it. Man is committed to success or failure, at least as a conscious and self-reliant mind, and the alternatives are clear-cut. One can describe this Sabian symbol as mind over matter, or as man's will against fate. Which reminds me of Edison, who said, "I have not failed. I'm just figuring out the 10,000 ways that this won't work." That is what this new moon is all about, so that I can learn how it will work best. I have to read that again. Edison, who did such incredible things, he was like that Jupiter, Mars, and Aries running towards the wall sometimes and crashing and banging his head and coming up with things that didn't work. But Edison said, "I have not failed. I'm just figuring out all the 10,000 ways that this won't work so I can learn how it will work best." So don't be afraid to fail on this new moon, Gemini, when you're using your beautiful mind. Do your best. And I will send you all energy clearing and distance Reiki for your new moon endeavors. And remember, failure is just part of the process. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment for a chance to win an astrology chart on my next reading, which is the Sagittarius full moon, June 14th.